Hi, this is Taylor with San Juan Vans in Southwest Colorado, and here to give you a quick tour of one of our builds on this pretty unique van that we don't do too much of. It's a short, low roof Promaster 136. Let's take a look inside and see what we got. So this van, we went with a pretty utilitarian setup. It's got a queen size 6-inch thick memory foam mattress in the back, 2 benches with storage inside both of them. This one has an actual microwave on the other side that we'll show you here in a minute. A real small kitchenette with an Engel 60-quart refrigerator and a single burner stove sink combination unit. We had XPLR outfitters make us these nice window covers on all the windows. And yeah, let's hop inside and take a look. By taking a look at our little micro kitchenette that we did in this van, we did this to preserve the space because the customer wanted a 2-bench system, and it's a pretty small van. So we sacrificed a little space in the kitchenette, but they still got a very functional kitchenette. This is a Dometic fold-down single burner sink stove unit with a little drying rack that integrates on there. On-demand water pump, so you got running water anytime you want. Gray water, 7-gallon gray water tank down here. Runs on 1-pound propane tanks, the single burner stove. That's the only propane appliance we have in this van. Under the bed on the rear wheel well on the driver's side is a Titan Vans 20-gallon water tank, so that's what's feeding this whole system, and an on-demand water pump is plumbed in back there. Here you just have a nice drawer for flatware and whatever else you need. Here's your Engel 60-quart high efficiency refrigerator. These are great units. We've used them in a lot of vans, and they're just very, very energy efficient and do a great job at a pretty good price point. Here we have a Lagoon Table stowed, which I'll pull out and set that up here in a second and show you. Under the seat, the passenger seat, we have a Webasto gasoline powered furnace. So that's a furnace that runs off the fuel tank of the vehicle. It's plumbed into the tank, so it will shut off at a quarter tank, so you won't ever run yourself dry. But you do have heat without having to carry propane or anything like that. This seat does swivel around, just a standard swivel seat to give you a little extra seating. And under here in this bench, we have some storage and our microwave and our 2000 watt pure sine wave inverter. That powers on right here. The customer requested a microwave in this van, so you can turn it on right there. And you do have enough power to run a microwave here in this van with a 200 amp hour battery and the 200 watts of solar on the roof. So here's the microwave that is accessible from the kind of low down here in this bench. It's really the only place that you can put a microwave in this van, and the customer wanted a microwave, so we made it work, and it works great. Okay, so here on the passenger side of the van, right next to the bed, we have our control unit for this fan. This has our remote for our Maxxair fan, which opens right there. Maxxair fans are the way to go for sure. Our Webasto thermostat control, so this is how you turn on your heater. It runs off the gasoline of the vehicle under the passenger seat. Our Victron battery monitor, the kind of standard and off-grid battery monitors these days. Bluetooth enabled, you can monitor the whole system through a Bluetooth app, and then your main dimmer switch shut off for all your recessed LED can lights that are in the ceiling. All right, so I'm sitting here on the bench on the passenger side of the van with our Lagoon Table set up with a bamboo tabletop. And yeah, this is just a cool way you can have a nice flexible table system in a van that's pretty small. It stows very nicely on the front of the kitchenette. You can't even really see it when it's not in use. And yeah, you can have a nice table that goes between these 2 benches. It can go between this bench and the passenger swivel seat. And you can even swing it to the outside and have your little drink and hors d'oeuvre table out the side of the van under our Fiamma awning, F80 awning that we added to this van, which adds a ton of outdoor living space. So Lagoon Table is an awesome way to add a nice flexible table system to a van that doesn't take up a lot of space. All right, here on this side of the van, we added an AM Auto sliding screened window. We put these in a ton of vans. They're just awesome windows. This whole part of the window slides with a big screen opening, adds a ton of ventilation. All right, checking out the rear of the van. Here you can see, even though this is a low roof van, we were still able to get the bed, the queen size bed, pretty high, and preserve a lot of utility storage back here. So under this, in this cabinet, we have our whole battery and power system. In this cabinet, we have our 20-gallon Titan Vans wheel well water tank. And above it, we have some auxiliary storage cabinets. We added L-track in the floor to give the users of the van some places to strap their gear down, and a bunch of cubby storage in these compartments. Under these compartments, it's framed out with steel, and that makes up the structure of our bed frame and our entire compartment for our whole battery system, which I'll show you here in just a second. Here in this van came with rear windows. We add them all the time, but this one actually came with them. But we did have XPL, our outfitters, make us some rear window covers too. And these guys just make awesome window covers. You can see how they work here. This is the deployed position, and it's all secured with magnets and insulated. And this is what it looks like stowed. It actually stows with magnets as well in a folded up position. So those are a really great addition. We're going to be using them in a lot more of our vans because they do great work. So right here on the back of our cabinet on the passenger side, we have a 110 outlet that's wired through the inverter, so you can power electronics from the back of the van, and then a 12-volt cigarette lighter and USB outlet back here. And cubby storage, as we said before, and a nice light for the garage area. We even have our battery cabinet lit up here. All right, so back here on the driver's side rear of the van, just a couple things to show you. We have a rear shower sprayer ported out the back, so you can clean off mountain bikes, wash yourself off, do whatever. This thing actually has quite a bit of pressure. And our water fill port for filling our 20 gallons of water. That's where we fill up. So that's where that is. So here under the cabinet over your wheel well on the passenger side of the van, this is where our whole power system is. So we have a Renogy 200 amp hour AGM battery and a Victron MPPT charge controller for our 200 watts of solar that's on the roof, as well as Orion smart DC to DC 3-stage charger that charges from the alternator while driving down the road. You can watch all this stuff from an app on your phone. And we have Victron battery monitor set up in this van as well, and it's just great stuff. You get 30 amps of charge driving down the road on a true 3-stage charger, so you really produce a good amount of power when the van's running, and then when it's not running, you have 200 watts of solar. So you're always keeping your battery topped off pretty much all the time. So it's a system that's worked really well for us. All right, well, that's our tour of this 136 Shorty Promaster. Hope you enjoyed it. This is San Juan Vans based in Southwest Colorado. If you're interested in our van building services, check us out at sanjuanvans.com.